cultures are very individualistic. So I'm going down to the next one because it's easier to explain shame and guilt. Western-based cultures are very individualistic. They like the team focus, but most Western leaders will ask, what are my specific KPIs? What are my deliverables? Whereas KPIs for an Asian-based team, they're quite happy with a team-based KPI, quite happy with doing a task where everyone puts their hands in and gets something done. So there's the difference between the way the workflow happens and the way it gets measured. The collectivism, individualism, and coming out of that, if there is a mistake in the work, you'll find that Asian-based cultures are quite worried about what others in the team may think. So they really don't want to be called out in a meeting for a mistake because that's quite shaming for them. It's quite too much in the open. They don't want to be, they would want to be recognized collectively, but not, pointed out for a mistake in a collective fashion. You find that guilt is very much an individualistic driven characteristic. So Westerners make a mistake, they're quick to move on, quick to go, okay, that's my mistake, I've learned from it, and I'm happy to move on and get things done. Whereas often when you give constructive feedback to an Asian-based person, they actually are very slow to move on from the mistake. They actually, the question that I have on the survey is, do you remember some of the biggest mistakes you've made in your career in the last 5 years? And across 1,000 people, most people say, yes, I do. I do remember the biggest mistakes in my career in the last 5 years, because they're still holding on to it. Even myself, when I look at myself, I can still remember from my move from corporate to my own run business. I can remember every single mistake I've made. It's just something that's ingrained in me. So if you think about the shame versus guilt, it's about how do you lead. If you're a Western-based leader leading a Filipino team or a Singaporean team or another team, if you're giving constructive feedback, how do you actually deliver that? What is the best way to deliver that piece of news to get people to fail really confidently and learn from that? It's very much a Western-based culture, the fail and learn. Any questions so far, or any moments of, aha, this makes sense a little bit?